Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the Global Show. Today, I want to talk about the Sustainable Development Goals. This is going to be a series with insights about the Sustainable Development Goals and actually understanding why we have them, why we need them, and why you should really know about them. And it's so important, especially when it comes to sustainability. So first of all, let's go into the history a bit. First of all, we have to start in 1992, so we have to go all the way back to 1992 to the Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. 178 countries adopted the Agenda 21. So for you guys to know, Agenda 21 was basically saying we agree on a global partnership for sustainable development, improve human lives, and protect the environment. Really simple and really easy, and it was really just the start to where we got today. And then there comes the next step, which is the Millennium Summit in 2000. Millennium basically says it all. and then out of that, we get the Millennium Development Goals. So this is the first step to the SDGs, the first goals we had. There were basically 8 goals, and the main approach of it was basically to reduce extreme poverty till 2015. They had a lot of issues with the indicators and the aims, and it was really hard for all the countries to adapt to them. And they were only based on 8 goals. So then we get to the Paris Agreement on climate change in 2015, which and this all happened in 2015. I will just start with the Paris Agreement because America pulled out of it. And that was basically keeping the temperature below 2 degrees, reduce carbon emission, to really, it was really focused on climate change. But now, how did we get to the Sustainable Development Goals? So that was the United Nations Sustainable Development Summit in 2015. That was in New York, and that's where they adopted the 2030 Agenda, which is based on the Sustainable Development Goals. So in this series, for this second season, we will talk about all the different SDGs, talk about countries and what they're doing, and really look into what can be done in your country and how you can look at challenges in your country, and you can maybe be a change maker in your country when it comes to sustainable development goals. So we are the goals are there are a total of 17 goals. There's no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, which is pretty challenging, I think. A lot of these things are really challenging, especially during COVID now. Industry, innovation, infrastructure, reduced inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, which is a big industry, and responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace, justice, and strong institutions, partnerships for the goals. So I know that was not that exciting because I just said the names, but all of these different goals, they have their certain indicators, targets, and really, really help us to find the way out of these challenges. All of these things are challenges for our Earth and our planet today. And like a lot of people said, there's no planet B. There's only Earth. And even if we go to Mars, if we go to other planets, it takes us decades, maybe hundreds of years to actually terraform these planets, if we can actually do that. I think we need to invest billions of dollars in order to develop these technologies. But why don't we start at the origin, the planet which has the animals, the planet which has us on it, and so much life and cultures, comes with it. I never heard about any culture on Mars. Except the people in the movies and all these fantasy stories. So and basically, if you guys want to know more about the SDGs, I gave you a really short introduction. You can read about it on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals website. You can just Google it and find it there. So why am I talking about this, and why do I want you guys to know more about these sustainable development goals? Because it doesn't matter if you have a business, if you're a non-profit, if you're an individual, you can find your way in that spectrum, you know. And it comes to all these different things, you know. YouTube, for example, quality education, you know. I mean, it definitely contributes that if you have a phone and you can watch YouTube videos and you can educate yourself at least a bit through YouTube for a professional or someone who is really passionate about something, and learn from that, you know. And a lot of different technologies and all these things companies develop, they're looking at these SDGs, and they're actually realizing, okay, wow, how can we implement the SDGs in our companies, in our products? And I have to be also really critical here. I suggest to you guys, there's a podcast with Elon Musk. He's talking with like 5-6 other individuals about you know, him and his companies and what he's doing. And he said one really interesting thing where he said, if we continue at this rate, we cannot change anything anymore. And companies today are not really committing to what they should do. And that's a huge challenge. And the only way we can change it is if we as the customer, we as people, show these companies that that's not the way to go. It's not the way to go to poison people, you know, with chemicals which got approved. And that's where I refer to my DuPont podcast. I will probably do another podcast about that, a bit more in depth or something, or if you guys want, let me know in the comments on YouTube. But basically, it's a really tense topic, because we can follow the SDGs, we can follow these goals, and there are a lot of countries who can't follow these roles. You know, they're still way behind, and I don't know how they're going to achieve their goals. I mean, they're doing something. It's not they're not doing anything, but I think, you know, governments are not realizing it yet. And that's why I want to just talk about the SDGs with you guys, just introduce it to you, what actually is happening in the world, what people are doing. And that's also part of the inspiration of this podcast, to really get you guys connected with sustainability and think about it. And I have this slogan I want to share with you guys, because and I came up with that with a friend, and it says, sustainable is not just thinking green, you know, or sustainability is not just thinking green. And this is 100% true. It's not only how you know, when you talk about sustainability, a lot of people think about Greta or something like that, you know, and that's not it. Sustainable development goals are guiding us, are showing us a way how to actually make this planet a better place for everyone, for humans. And I think in a way we lost it. So I'm really excited to introduce this topic to you guys. Let me know in the comment section below if you're excited, if you have any comments, if you guys want to talk about it with me. And other than that, I wish you guys an amazing weekend or amazing week. And I will see you guys in the next show. Till the next one, peace out.